I thought I'd do a little vlog today to show you what I'm up to. We are still on baby watch. So yeah, still just hanging out at home. And I have been able to do lots of crafting this week because I've been off, and we are how many days overdue now? 4 days past my due date. My due date was Tuesday the 22nd, and it is now Friday the 25th. So I guess only 3 days. That's not too bad. Anyway, one of the things I was able to do this week, because I've been off, is finally write up this sock pattern that I've had. And apologies that I'm not turning the camera around, but it's like 7:39 in the morning, and I have not really looked at my face at all this morning. I've had some coffee. Hudson's got dropped off at daycare. Seaver is off, and yep, I'm just about ready to hit publish on this pattern. I have had this pattern ready, and apologies again for the light too. I'll do a better video in a little bit of these, but I've had this pattern pretty much ready to go for a year, I would say. I knit this first pair about a year ago, and then knit these up in June. And I just haven't had a chance to. It's a simple enough texture, but just put all the pieces together. And this week I was able to do that. I just sort of told myself, this is something I want to get done before the baby comes, and here we are. So this is the Legacy socks, and I am about good to hit the button. So we're gonna do this. Publish to Ravelry. We're adding the Legacy socks to Ravelry. And then the only thing I have to do after this is add the PDF. So I'm gonna do that really quick, and then in a little while I will go on and actually show you both of these when the lighting is a little bit better and I can talk about them a little bit more. But yeah, and then I'll just kind of, I don't know, I might film a little bit today. I've like I said, I've gotten so much crafting done and knitting done, I can almost do another podcast episode. But yeah, crazy how much you can do in 5 days when you are not working and you do not have small children around. Hi friends, good morning. It's about 8:23, looks like. Yeah, so I actually looked in the mirror and I actually brushed my hair, and yeah, so now I'm ready to talk to you about my new sock pattern and a couple other things maybe. This isn't, a normal podcast episode. I'm just gonna chat a bit to you while I sit in my comfy recliner. I am in my bedroom right now, in front of the window. It's very gray, and just a little something there. Very gray today. It's not as hot as it has been. We are finally catching a break with the heat. It has been in the, saying the upper 90s seems like, yeah, it doesn't quite do it justice. It's been like 99, 98 degrees without the heat index. Our humidity levels have been like through the roof. And so with that, there has been days, I think, was it Wednesday? Wednesday, I think it felt like 115 degrees out, something like that, which is just crazy. We usually get some days in the mid to upper 90s, but I don't know, I feel like having so many consecutively, we had, I think the last like cool-ish day was last Saturday, Sunday, maybe was in the mid 80s. And then it started getting into the 90s. And like I said, with the heat index, the last few days it's been in the 100. Yesterday, I think when Hudson was coming home, I checked the weather when Seaver was picking up Hudson, and it was like, felt like 105 degrees out. So that has just meant, excuse me, that's just meant that I have been inside most of the time. I have been going to drop off and pick up Hudson once in a while if Seaver is working a little bit later. But other than that, we haven't really been doing anything. We haven't been playing outside, which is too bad. And yeah, it's hard for me anyway to kind of run after a 3-year-old. I mean, he's pretty good about playing on his own, but he still wants, he still wants someone to play with when we're at the park and stuff. So it's been a little bit harder. Seaver's been, doing a lot more of that, but I love going outside with him and like watering the flowers and playing in the driveway and stuff like that. So it's been kind of a bummer that we can't go out and enjoy, the summer, the end of the time where it's just him as the only child. So yeah, but yeah, so far no baby yet. We are waiting patiently, starting to get slightly impatient, but I'm still doing okay. But yeah, lots of crafting happening. And then of course, like I said today, I am releasing a new sock pattern, and I know I kind of threw this randomly up on Instagram a few days ago, but it was just because I finally had a chance to like sit and like think through the pattern and get it out there and get it written up. And yeah, so I took advantage of that. So I'm going to show you the sock a little bit, hopefully a little bit better than I did earlier when I was in my dark kitchen. But there it is. So this is a textured sock. They are called the Legacy socks. I named it after the yarn. This is Legacy Fiber Arts in the Mayer. It's an older colorway. I am not sure if they're currently dyeing it, but I do think that sometimes they do like special requests. So if you do want to get that colorway, they might do that. It's on their Cozy Toes base, which it's a merino cashmere nylon blend. I'm not sure of the exact percentages, but I'm guessing it's like an 80% merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere blend. That's just usually what they are, but it could be something a little different. Very soft, very lovely. I did mine toe up, but I do have directions in there for cuff down. And then again, I did the Fish Lips Kiss Heel in mine. That is not a sock or a heel pattern that I designed, so I cannot include it in my pattern, but it is available for like $1 or $2 on Ravelry. You can insert it. It's just like any short row heel that you would insert into a sock pattern. It's my preferred one because I have it memorized. I have everything that I need in my head, and I like the feel of it. I like knitting it, but I do include directions for a German short row heel, which is very, very similar. The difference is there's a little bit of a difference in the count, like with the last stitch on each side, and then there's a slight difference in how you turn your work when you're doing your short rows. So but otherwise the look of it and the feel is pretty similar, very similar, I would say. And then I did just a 2x2 rib at the top. And yeah, the pattern comes in 3 sizes, so your typical 56, 64, and 72 stitch counts for the foot and the leg. And yeah, like I said, cuff down and toe up. And I'm really hoping that some of you guys want to knit it because it is really, really fun. I've done another pair, so that was my second pair. of this pattern. The originals that I did over a year ago are these. And I knit this in a skein of a homespun house. I forget what her base is called, but it is the 80% merino, 20% nylon base. I can't remember. She's got like sturdy sock, soft sock. I'm getting like Legacy Fiber Arts base names and a homespun house base names confused a little bit, I think. But I knit these, yeah, a while ago. Loved knitting them. I was just experimenting with this textured pattern and I really loved it. Knew I wanted to kind of put it out there. This colorway is called Homestead, I think. Yeah. And I had picked up a mini skein of Molly's at a show, at a yarn show she was vending at when she still lived in the States. And so I paired those two together because it's the same base and everything. And last night, actually, I was looking for these in my like hand knit sock bin. And of course it's summertime, so I'm not wearing hand knit socks. And I know I washed all of my hand knit socks after the spring. And I'm like, where in the world are these? I could not find them. I had them in my hospital bag because I'm like, you know, you want to pack some cozy things. It does get kind of chilly sometimes in the hospital rooms. And so I packed a couple pairs of hand knit socks, and like for like recovery time, they don't let you wear your own hand knit socks. Well, I wouldn't want to wear my own hand knit socks while I'm in labor, honestly. But for like recovery time and everything, when you're just kind of snuggled up in your room and all that, I had packed these because these are one of my favorite socks. The texture on them is just so squishy and it's so fun to knit. And yeah, I had these along with one other pair in my hospital bag, so you can tell how much I like them. So this is both of them. I knit these toe up as well with the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I just like to do the heels, toes, and cuffs. You pretty much just switch your yarn when you get to that point, when you start doing the short rows for the heel, like the first row where you're gonna turn, I switch to the complement color and then knit that until, you know, you're ready to do a full round again. And then obviously you switch back to your main color because you don't want to bring that complement color all the way around the sock. So yeah, super cute. So those are the Legacy socks, and I'm so excited to have them out. And because I wanted to do something a little special for you guys, you can get them 25% off for an entire week. So from today, which is Friday the 25th, until next Friday, September 1st, you can get them 25% off using the code Legacy 2023. And if it makes a difference, the L in Legacy is capitalized. So Legacy 2023, and you can get them 25% off. So they're only, I think they're only like a $4 pattern. That's what I usually do for my socks. Because my sock patterns usually tend to be like, I don't want to say simple, because they do take a lot of effort to kind of put together and everything, but I really love a good standard sock with a nice, like, easy to memorize and knit texture on the top. That is my go-to. I have a couple, you know, patterns out there that have some cables in them, a little bit of eyelets or, you know, kind of a lace stitch, but that's not usually my go-to. I'm not saying those aren't great, but I really like something I can just do a couple rounds of and have the pattern memorized, and then it's almost like a vanilla sock, but it's just a touch more interesting than a vanilla sock. So yeah, so that's what I lean towards. And because of that, I don't charge very much for those sock patterns. But yeah, any purchase of them is so appreciated. I mean, you guys know, well, I hope you know that most knitting designers, unless you're like super, super prolific and putting out a pattern like every couple weeks or something, or you're somebody like Andrea Mowry, who's very, very well known in the industry, we're not making a living off of these. I, probably get a few dollars every couple weeks from my pattern sales. And it's thrilling to see that come in because, I have a primary job, obviously, but just to have a little bit of extra cash come in and knowing that it is from your pattern designs and that someone is planning on knitting or is knitting one of your patterns, it feels so cool. It feels so good. And it makes it, a little bit easier for me to maybe buy some extra yarn or go out to dinner with my family or something like that, and not feel as, we're a young family, we have young children, we're paying a mortgage on a house, we live in a very nice area, and things are expensive like they are everywhere else. So it's nice to have a little bit of extra when you can get it. So I appreciate, that's not saying you have to go out and buy this pattern, but if you're interested and you love knitting, socks, yeah, that's my promo. Anyway, I wanted to show you a couple things that have come in since the last time I podcasted, and then I promise you I won't talk too much because I swear this is not a full podcast episode, but I did, speaking of ordering some yarn, I think 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it must have been 2 weeks ago. I was gonna say the gals at Bumblebee Acres, but there is a Broby as well, and I can't forget about him. So the lovely, lovely folks at Bumblebee Acres Yarn, they released their autumn fall colorways, and I did miss out a little bit. I kind of forgot about their update until it had already been posted for like an hour or two. And actually Hudson was kind of settling down, and he was like waiting for me in his room, like to tuck him in, and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that they were doing their update today. And I went on really, really fast to check what was like still available. And there was a couple of colorways that I had my eye on. Don't get me wrong, I still have some of their fall colorways from the year Hudson was born. I got a few skeins, and I think I got a skein last year during their fall update. And yeah, I am not lacking for autumn fall inspired Bumblebee Acres yarn, but they had a couple that I really, really, really liked. There was one, I think it was called like something with a scarecrow. I can't remember. That one was so pretty. Anyway, they did still have a couple mini sets though, and I also was thinking about those. So when I saw that they had them, they didn't have them on the Coquette sock, which is the is it Corriedale and nylon blend, which I have used a lot before. It's a little bit more of like a rustic wool. They did still have them on their squishy sock, which is I think 75-25. Yep, 75-25 merino, cashmere, and not nylon. Not cashmere. Oh my gosh, my brain. 75% merino and 25% nylon. So I could not decide between the solid colors and the variegated, so I got one of each. They're only 10 grams, so they weren't crazy. It's 5 colors of 5 10-gram mini skeins. So I have 10 total right here, which I'm still debating on whether or not I want to like mix them, because I think that they could go really well together if I did like a variegated, a solid, a variegated, a solid, or if I want them to just stay in their own little sets. Oh, my phone is telling me I'm running out of battery. So this is the solids. And this set is called Cozy Cabin Nights, but I don't believe they're going to be redoing these sets. Apologies for that, but I'm sure they're going to come out with some other really beautiful one-of-a-kind sets. Actually, their Halloween update is today. I'm not sure if I'm going to get this video up in time for you to shop if you didn't know already that their Halloween update, but go on their website. They might have some left. They do have a smattering of things left from their fall update, but only like a couple on very limited bases. And I believe all of these mini sets are gone. So this is September Cornucopia, and this is the variegated set. So yeah, there are 46 yards in each 10-gram mini with a total of 230 yards in the set. So with these two, I have 460. So like it's 100 grams in this, you know, with these two. But like I said, I'm not sure what I want to do. If I want to mix them, I don't know. I'm just going to stare at them for a while because that's what we do. And then really quick, before my phone dies, I wanted to show you the project I've primarily been working on the last couple of days. And it kind of has to do with the bumblebees because this is a pattern designed by Sam, who is one of the bees. This is called the Calico Quilt Shawl. And I haven't shown this for a while, but this is being knit with my Woolberry Fiber Company Advent from 2021. I know, right? So I figured I needed to get some progress on this before 2023 Advent showed up. And I am almost done with the first like 25 triangles. I'm actually going to be turning this into a blanket. So this is only half of what it's going to look like. I got, the Woolberry Fiber Company came in 20-gram skeins, and this pattern was designed for 10-gram. So I have double the amount I needed, and I really wanted to knit like a scrappy looking, not quite scrappy because it's an Advent, but like a mini skein blanket. And I love the look of this. And then I saw that Sam had a suggestion on how to possibly turn it into a blanket, and I thought, oh my goodness, I need to do that. So I did this week, I did this one, and this one, these three, and then this one up here, and I'm on the 5th one. So I grabbed this, I think, on Tuesday, and I knit 2 of them. Wednesday, I only got to 1. And then yesterday I did like 1.5, I think. I think that's how it went. But anyway, doesn't matter. I have a very cute progress keeper on there. That's a little calico kitty from Lock and Lou, Katie. And she made that to look like my calico cat Agatha that I had when I was a kid. She was the sweetest cutie. She actually lived until I was like out of college. She was a very old cat, but she was the cutest. So yeah, I have 2 more to go. I'm working on this colorway right now. And then I have this one to put in. And then the topmost square. So my Advent came with 24 minis and a full skein to open on the 25th day on Christmas. So this is the full skein that came with it. And I am going to cake this up and use this for the 25th triangle because this pattern does have 25 triangles, but I am gonna wait until I am back in the vicinity of a Swift because I've been caking up, or I've been like winding up the minis. That's no problem. They're 20 grams. I can handle that. But the idea of like either standing or sitting and winding up a 100-gram fingering weight skein is kind of exhausting to me. I don't know why. I also like don't want to like take breaks because you never know. You need to like wind up a skein all in one go. It's just too much. Yeah, it could be too chaotic if you take breaks and stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna wait on that. And the nice thing about this is that I can start, if I really want to, if this baby doesn't come for a while yet, I can start on the other end and build up the other side of it and then just do the two points last whenever I get a chance to cake up that skein. My mother-in-law has a Swift and ball winder, so if I'm really, really desperate when I'm on maternity leave, because we're not going there, they live about an hour away, so we won't be going there before the baby's born just because it's just a little too far from the hospital. Because our hospital is about half an hour in the other direction, so it'd be about an hour and a half drive, and I just don't feel comfortable doing that. We went there last weekend, and to me that was pushing it, but now that I'm like overdue, I don't really feel comfortable going that far. But once the baby's born, I'm sure we're going to be visiting in the next couple of months while I'm, on maternity leave and everything. So if I need to, I can bring it there and cake it up. Otherwise, I'll wait until I'm back at work. And that is where, I wind up all of my yarn because we have many, many Swifts and many ball winders because we are a yarn company. So yeah. Yeah, that's about it. I've been doing a couple other things. I put in a couple squares on my cozy memory blanket, and I did split first sleeves on that baby sweater, which I can never remember, petite something. It has a long name and I can never remember it. But I will show that to you some other time because I've been talking for 25 minutes. And this was supposed to be like a vlog rather than a podcast episode. But don't forget to check out the Legacy socks. Don't forget to use the code Legacy2023 for 25% off the pattern for an entire week. So if you're not watching this until sometime, next week, no problem. You can still use it. And yeah, thank you all for your support and your good wishes on the baby and everything. You guys are so sweet. Comments on Instagram and DMs and here on YouTube. Yeah, I just appreciate all of you. This feels like such a busy time, but also like, it's almost like that saying like, hurry up and wait. That's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm just waiting. I'm literally just in limbo waiting. We have, like plans in place for if we're waiting too long, of course. But, for right now, everything's good. Everyone feels great. I feel great. The baby's still fine. So we are just waiting. So I will probably film a little bit more today, if I get the chance, just about like what I'm up to. I'll give you a little tour of the baby's nursery because I know some people were curious about that. And then, yeah, I keep saying, oh, this is going to be the last time I film before the baby's born. But I'm really hoping this is the last time I film before the baby's born. So anyway, I hope you all have a great day, a great weekend, a great week, depending on when you're watching, and I will talk to you really soon. Hello again. I forgot to mention while I was rambling in that last video that the pattern is also available on driftlessknitting.com, and you can save the 25% off by using the same coupon. The Legacy 2023 is the coupon needed to get 25% off. So anyone who is no longer using Ravelry or cannot use Ravelry and you still want to download the pattern, it is available at driftlessknitting.com. And actually, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of work on that website just to add maybe a couple more of my patterns. I have most of them on there, especially the newer ones are all on there, but I have some, I believe I still have some that have not been uploaded onto that site. So while I'm sitting here in my chair, I have some laundry going. I do need to make a little bit of coffee. I had like this much coffee this morning, because that's all that was left. So I need maybe a little bit more. But in between all of that, I'm listening to a podcast and just kind of relaxing in my comfy chair. I love this chair. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So I finished the triangle I was working on for my calico quilt shawl blanket, and I decided to cast on a hat. That looks very messy, while I catch up with, sorry, that's not super flattering for Christy and Tristan. Girls in the Yarn Cafe, they just put out a new episode for the first time in like a couple years, maybe at least a year. And yeah, so this is another pattern that I have been sitting on for a very long time. And this is going to be a baby version of my bluff top hat. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And that is the leftovers from my baby blanket. I did the 4 points baby blanket in the Dark Hedges colorway from Knit Circus. This is my new favorite way to eat zucchini, courtesy of both of my brother-in-laws, actually. My brother-in-law, Seaver's brother, made this for us a while ago. He grilled zucchini. He just split them in half and grilled them, and then put pesto on the top, like a homemade pesto he had made, and it was like the best thing I'd ever eaten. And I've made it a couple of times just in the oven. We don't have a like easily accessible and full-sized grill. So I've just like cut them in half, put them on a pan, roasted them in the oven like that, flipped them over. I think I roast them flat side down, or like this side down, for about 15 minutes, flip them over, and keep them in the oven for another like 10 or 12-ish. And they get really, really soft and yummy. And then I spread pesto on the top, and then I put Parmesan cheese. I think he had put Parmesan cheese in his pesto, but this specific pesto was made by my other brother-in-law, my sister's husband. And I am using, this is his garlic ramp pesto that he gave me this summer. And I'm using up the rest of it here on this piece of zucchini. We ate this last night with dinner, and I had just one little piece left. So this is half of a half, in case you're wondering. But anyway, super, super good. It's a few hours later. That's the view outside of our bedroom window, our garden. You can see our sweet corn is getting very tall. It's almost ready to be picked. And I have been working on this hat. It goes really, really quick, but also I'm not doing much today besides sitting and knitting. I have my adorable Lock and Lou progress keeper on there of the little baby deer sleeping. And this is a baby hat, the baby version of my bluff top hat, which I've been meaning to knit up and release for quite a while now, and I just didn't make it a priority. I'm starting to get some direct sunlight. We get afternoon sunlight back here, so I need to probably close the blind so it doesn't get too hot in here. And yeah, I'm wondering if I can get this done today. I probably could. It's about 2:30. I did some laundry earlier. I ate lunch and I've been knitting. I need to get up and walk around a little bit, but it's been so nice to get so much progress done. I finished the hat. The color is coming up really, really blue, but it's like a dark, dark green. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I finished that. Just in time too, because Seaver will be coming home with Hudson in probably about 20 minutes. It is almost 4 o'clock. Yep, it's about 20 to 4. So yeah, they'll be home a little bit after 4 o'clock, and I will be back on mom duty. But wow, it feels so good. I mean, it's a small hat. It's a baby hat. Like, look at my hand compared to the hat. But the pattern is good to go. I was kind of testing it. You know, I had it written out by hand in my notebook, and this was kind of my chance to test it, and then also just to knit a new sample of it. The only one I knit of this was with some extra yarn I had in like grays. I did a two-tone, like a dark gray and a light gray, and that was for my cousin's son, who's now 2. I gave it to her for her baby shower, and she absolutely loved it. She said it fit him really well. It was one of their favorite hats, but they like dropped it somewhere and lost it at one point, and she was kind of upset about it because she said it was a really great hat. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this one for our little one for this winter. It should fit him. It's not like a newborn hat, but it's definitely like a 3-month to 6-month hat, depending on the size of your child. He will probably outgrow this. He will definitely outgrow this like by next winter. He will not be able to wear this for 2 seasons, but I do have some instructions for a little bit of a bigger size. So hopefully I can get that tested, knit up again, and photographed as well.